I got it! When I first heard about Dave being trapped in a maze...
1, 2, 3, 4!
I built a labyrinth. Can you believe it?
Dave is trapped in a cardboard maze in his living room and he can't get out.
Welcome to Dave Made a Minute, the podcast where a whole bunch of us are exploring the film Dave Made a Maze 1 minute at a time. The twist. Many of the participants have never seen the film. Some don't even know what film they're sampling. They get their minutes and they tackle them as they see fit. Here's your host from the Groundhog Day Project and Michael Myers Minute, Robert Black.
Minute 10. Dave offers a temporary solution and Gordon phones Leonard. A note from the commentary track. When they were workshopping the script, co-writer Steve Sears couldn't say the baggies line. To tackle Minute 10, we have Chris Derkotch and Jeff Ferry from Jay and Silent Bob Minute.
You come home, there's a giant maze in your living room. You're like, what the? There's a giant maze in my living room. I've heard of people rearranging their furniture, but this is wackadoodle crazy. You give me a sense of that.
This doesn't make any sense. It's like a fucking cocktail party in here.
Can I get a few words from you before you go?
Hello, and welcome to Minute 10 of Dave Makes a Maze. This minute starts with an awkward guy in glasses and ends with talking about Leonard. I'm Jeff Ferry from the Jay and Silent Bob Minute.
And I'm Chris Derkotch, also from the Jay and Silent Bob Minute.
And we are trying to unpack this minute with almost no information.
Yeah.
So far, we've appeared on one other minute, so we have a little bit of a background of what's going on here.
We're not positive. I've seen 2 minutes of this movie.
This is the second one.
Yeah.
When we left in minute 5, I believe, was it minute 5, minute 6?
6, minute 6.
Dave was already in the maze. Annie was there. She had called Leonard. No, was it Leonard?
Right.
Who did they call?
Gordon.
No, they're going to call Leonard. This is.
Yeah, call Leonard. No, call Gordon.
Now you got me confused. Was it Gordon? Gordon's there, right?
Yeah, they called Gordon, I think.
So Gordon's the one that's there.
Yeah.
So so Gordon's there and Annie's there. So we're trying to figure out what's going on here.
And Dave's there.
I said we come into the middle of like he's already in conversation,
right? And
I can't tell what's going on at the very beginning. Dave is talking from inside his maze.
Yeah. He says,
and I can't quite follow what's going on.
I think he says, yeah, wait, oh shit, Gordon, I can't hear you knocking. I've gone too far. I think they were telling him to follow the knocks, and they stopped. Like, Gordon's playing a joke on him now. He stopped knocking and let him wander around where he couldn't hear the knocking anymore.
I know, because he's like smiling at Annie in a very creepy way. Also, when he brings his hand up there, does he have a shirt that has a thumb hole?
Oh, no, does he? I didn't notice the thumb hole.
Okay, at around second 4, he puts his hand up to his face.
He has a thumb. Either that or he chewed a hole in his shirt.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just me. I usually only associate that with females having that.
Yeah.
But, not to put any gender stereotypes on anybody, but that's just normally who I see wear something like that. But yeah, it seemed like the second part of something we missed. Like maybe he said.
That's what I think's going on. I think he stopped knocking and let him wander around a little bit, so he thought he couldn't find his way where the knocking was.
That's nice.
Because then Gordon says, no, I was just kidding, and Dave says, awesome. Here's my question. This thing's only at most 8 foot long. Is Dave 6 inches tall? Is that what this is?
So I've written down in my notes here. My first thing I have is everyone seems remarkably calm for what's going on here. If you think that your friend is truly trapped in this maze, you should be upset that your friend is truly trapped in this maze. If you think your friend is psychotic, you should be upset because your friend is psychotic.
Yeah, either way.
So I also have written here a couple questions. So, is he shrunk? ?
That's what I was asking.
Or is this a TARDIS situation where once you climb inside, it's bigger on the inside?
Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it is echoey. When he's talking, he's echoing like crazy.
Yeah, he sounds like he's he's standing inside the halls of Congress or something, like some giant building.
The next line Gordon says is just follow the knocking, and Dave says, I wish it was that easy, but I built this thing too tricky.
Too tricky? I mean, most of the spires and stuff we see sticking off of it, you couldn't fit your hand in, let alone your body.
Right. You mean like the egg crates and shit that he's got on top of the thing?
Yeah. It's funny because you were like, oh, what is he, 6 inches tall? If he was 6 inches tall, he could walk out of there in less than a minute.
True.
Is he 6 millimeters tall? Is he like the size of those kids from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Right. Shrunk out riding ants around in there.
Auntie! But
and then he tells him to make... Go ahead.
Go. Gordon looks done with him already.
Oh yeah, Gordon. Well, Gordon starts making jokes about it. It's weird. Like they think he's psychotic. I think. But Dave says make sandwiches and put them in baggies and throw them into the labyrinth, and hopefully I'll find one.
I got a lot of problems with that. So I also was operating under the idea that he was tiny. So like in my mind, he's the size of those kids from Honey, I Shrunk Kids. So if I throw a full sandwich in there, I could kill you with it.
Oh, you're gonna hit him with it.
Yeah. Also, if I can open this up to throw sandwiches in, I can open it up and get you.
Well, he doesn't want them to break it down.
Yeah, but you don't need to break it down. You can rip one side off.
Yeah, just look in there and find him. But he made it way too tricky, though. So maybe there's like a labyrinth. Maybe there's all kinds of different caverns and
What
stuff.
is it, like space enfolding on itself? Is this like is one of the one of the guys from the Spacing Guild in there from Dune? He's in there folding space.
Yeah.
The spice must flow.
This is where Gordon starts to think that it's a joke. He's like, "This is really good. I'm going to call Leonard real fast."
Yeah.
I mean, this is really good. And there's a callback to our last minute. Did you notice that?
Which one?
He says Dave is trapped in a cardboard maze in his living room and he can't get out. No bag, no closet. Just Annie came home and found him. So does Dave been in the closet with a bag on his head? Because Gordon mentioned that when he came in.
Again, this points to a lot of issues with Dave.
Yeah.
So it seems like nobody would have been surprised if they came in and he was like, doing autoerotic asphyxiation inside the closet.
Right. Inside the closet.
Yeah, nobody would have been surprised by that, apparently.
Right. That's one of the first things Gordon said when he first came into the department. He was like, I thought you would be in here with a bag over your head in the closet.
Either that or, like, did he do this once? Like, did he get caught?
Oh, maybe.
And, like, so that's the thing everybody's going to use to break his chops for the rest of his life? It's like, if you get caught, self-flatulating yourself and, people call you Spanky for the rest of your life. Like one of those deals.
Yeah.
So then Annie asks what they're supposed to do. And that's when he says the thing about the sandwiches, which, It's just a horrific idea.
Yeah. Either way. I mean, and what? He finds one sandwich, he throws 6 of them in there, and the rest of them are just going to sit in there and rot in the labyrinth?
My other question is, if you throw in sandwiches, that's great. Do you have any water? Or how about a place to go to the bathroom?
Maybe build a bathroom in there.
She asks him to come out, and he says, I want to, I just can't.
Yeah,
this man is having a psychological break.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll just we'll lay it on the line right now. We're 10 minutes into this movie. We've seen exactly 2 minutes of the 10 minutes, not in any kind of real order.
Right.
What do we actually think? Because our next minute isn't for like an hour.
Right.
What do we actually think is the resolution of this? What happens with Dave? Does he leave this maze? Do they get him out of there? Is he shrunk? Is this a TARDIS situation? What do we think's going on?
Does he leave in a straitjacket? Is that how he leaves?
Is he literally just laying in there like in the fetal position? He's just naked.
What throws me off is the echoing when he talks. Like it sounds like he's in somewhere really big.
Yeah. I mean, how about let's come up with some possible endings. What can be had? All right, so we'll go ending number 1, straightforward, most likely. He's literally just laying in there. He's cupping his hands or something to make the sound.
Right. He's got a bucket
and at some point, someone's going to break down and just rip the thing off, and he's going to go in there, and he's going to have a psychological break when they rip it open, and he's going to be, one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
We're 10 minutes in. I would have ripped that thing down already.
I would have ripped it down within 2 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if I would have made it 10 minutes. I would have tore that thing down and said, stop being an idiot and get up off the floor.
I would have never made part 1 of like, hey, call my friend over here. No.
Either that or I would have walked out of there and said, live in your maze. I'll see you later. I'll call your mom or something. I'm out of here.
If I was inside of that box and my wife came home and was like, what are you doing? Get out of that box. Like the first 2 or 3 times you won't come out, like she's maybe thinking you're just, having a little go at her, having a little fun at her
expense. It's a joke. Ha ha. Yeah.
And then eventually it becomes not a joke anymore and you still won't come out. Minimum, she kicks it down.
Oh, she kicks it right over.
If she's really pissed, set on fire.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. Set the damn thing on fire. And then leaves and just leaves.
Yeah. And you just see her, like, last shot of the movie is her walking out the door, smoking a cigarette as the place is engulfed in flames.
There's no way my wife would entertain this for even as long as we have entertained it. It would seem to kicked it over.
Yeah. I mean, she barely entertains me podcasting, let alone me being inside of a cardboard container.
Exactly. Actually, you heard tonight my wife came out and yelled at me for it. So,
so we'll say ending 2 is wife or girlfriend this girl, Annie, sets it on fire and walks away. Apparently that's not going to happen. We're already past there. I'll say ending 3 is they open it up and there's some sort of like walkie-talkie inside of it. And he's not
Okay.
even there.
He's not even in it.
He's somewhere else talking to them, somewhere where he can see what's going on, kind of.
Yeah.
And this is some sort of weird, elaborate prank that he's placing on them. Another one has got to be, let's say, number 4 would be he is shrunk down in some way. You know, he somehow shrunk himself.
They get him out, and the guy from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids comes and blows him back out.
Yeah, Zelensky.
Yeah, Zelensky.
Zelensky comes and blows him back
Wayne
out.
Zelensky.
Wow, we both have a lot of problems. So that's another one. I guess like number 4, 5. Would 5's got to be like some sort of TARDIS thing where they go to open it, and when they step inside, they're in like another place, another world. Like
They went
they
to
step
Grouchland,
inside.
like Elmo.
Yeah.
I mean, Oscar's trash can.
Yeah. They're in Grouchland.
Yeah.
They walk in, and he's like, "You better go follow that bird." And they suddenly are off on another movie. And then everybody that made the movie gets sued.
Yeah.
Because they're using all Sesame Street intellectual rights.
They're using the Muppets instead of the Muppets.
I almost sang Rainbow Connection, but I don't want to get anybody sued on this podcast. They're with Disney now. They're very litigious.
They truly are.
Yeah. All right. So that's like the first 2/3 of this minute. I'm trying to. So he does call Leonard.
Yeah, and he thinks Gordon thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
Like he's just about breaking down in laughter right now.
I mean, if you're not going to break it open, what other response can you possibly have?
Let's all the buddies come over. We'll have a couple beers and make fun of Dave and this stupid thing.
Well, everybody come over and we'll pee on his box.
Everybody pee on his box.
I'll cut one of those tubes open and pee inside of it. So he's like, no. She came home and found him. What's the last thing he says to him? So he's yelling out, only Leonard.
Yeah, only Leonard. Because it sounds like Gordon wants to get a bunch of friends over there, like I would want to do, and everybody come laugh at him.
Yeah. I'm going to invite over everybody you know and every woman you've ever attempted to sleep with.
Yeah. So this is Leonard's the other guy, right? He said, call Leonard. No, he said, call Gordon. No, call Leonard. No, call Gordon.
Yeah, so it's Gordon is this guy with the beard and the glasses. It's already there. Leonard is not going to show up. If we meet Leonard, it's going to be, for us, an hour from now.
Yeah.
So some other podcasting crew will have to meet Leonard.
We're never going to find out what happens, are we?
Chris and I have already vowed not to watch this movie until we've recorded all our minutes at least.
At least not until our minutes are done, yeah.
So
I'm trying not to even look things up.
We with the exception of the character names, we don't know anything about what's going on.
Right.
So if you've seen this movie and we sound insane, that's just what we're coming at with. We're like, we know nothing about this. I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know who made this movie. I don't know who wrote this movie.
No. I think that was the key.
Yeah, but again, just like I had told Chris off mic, I will say, though, from the 2 minutes we watched, it makes me want to watch the movie.
I definitely want to see this movie now. I think anybody that's listening to this is going to want to see this movie just because it's so odd, so weird the way
but
it
it's
runs.
funny because it's odd, but it is interesting.
Yeah.
And it's not like I didn't think this minute was fine with the acting, but it was very straightforward. I would say the first minute we had was better. I thought Annie had some stuff to do, and she was really good. And I also applauded when Gordon first showed up with the door swinging open.
Yeah, I like Gordon. I think Gordon's a cool character already, and I have know nothing about him, but he's calm. I don't like his thumb hole, but I guess I can forgive him for that.
I guess I could forgive him for that. But yeah, I am interested to see what happens. I'll be real interested when we watch our other minute to see if we have any idea what's going on.
Yeah. Oh God, it's an hour from now. I can't even imagine what's going to be happening then.
Oh, I'm sure something crazy.
You think Dave's out of the box? I don't think Dave's out of the box.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say
still
no
in the
too.
box. Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here.
All right. I don't think I have anything else. Not as much happens in this minute as happened in our other minute. This one's pretty straightforward. It's just Dave complaining and trying to get sandwiches. Oh, here's a question. I'll give you one last question. If you were trapped inside of there, whether you were small or big or it's TARDIS or whatever, what sandwiches would you want thrown down to you?
How did I know you were going to say that? What kind of sandwich? Well, you don't want tuna. You definitely don't want to, nothing that's going to get stinky and gross.
I know. I love tuna, but no, tuna is definitely a no-go.
No tuna, no egg salad. I don't want no eggs. No, nothing that's mixed with mayonnaise, I don't think. I guess go straight forward. Give me like a salami and cheese and be done with it.
See, I was also going to go. I was going to go peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter. See, I'm not a peanut butter and jelly fan.
Well, that is why you're never going to get ahead in this world. Because that's all the cool people have peanut butter and jelly. All right, so I think that's it for this minute of what is it? Dave makes a maze. Is that what we came up with?
Dave made a maze. I think
that's
might be.
Yeah. So, Chris, why don't you tell the people out there listening to this podcast adventure where they can find us?
Come on over to Doing Genre. Find us there. We're the Jay and Silent Bob Minute. We did Clerks 1 minute at a time, and now we're doing Mallrats 1 minute at a time.
Have we ever done anything else?
We did the Burbs Minute. about 100 years ago. Tom Hanks movie. Just Google the Burbs Minute, you'll find it.
All right, so we're going to get out of here, and we're going to hope Dave finds his way out of his maze. Good luck, Dave.
And then I could probably disarm all the traps. And then we could finish this maze. Who is with me?
That was Chris Derkotch and Jeff Ferry from Jay and Silent Bob Minute taking on Minute 10 of Dave Made a Maze. They will be back in Minute 40. Next time on Dave Made a Minute, we have a problem, and I suppose this was inevitable. I mistakenly gave Minute 11 to multiple parties, so you want to hear both? How about this? Next time on Dave Made a Minute, you've got two options. Version 1, Johnny Powers, Nathan Barnes, and Mark Meadows of Too Old Media. Version 2, Liz Whitaker of Mean Girls Minute along with Allison Grimm. And they will all be taking on Minute 11.
Thank you for listening to Dave Made a Minute. Intro dialogue snippets were taken from Dave Made a Maze, directed by Bill Watterson, written by Bill Watterson and Steve Sears, and produced by John Charles Meyer. Intro music is Diversion by The Equals, featured in the film Dave Made a Maze, and Life Cycle of a Match by Parvis Decree. Outro music is Leaving This Godforsaken Place and Her Presence is Strong Here by Parvis Decree. Dave Made a Minute is a production of Lemming Drop Studio and all other featured podcast producers. You can find more content at lemmingdrops.com. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Dave Made a Minute. If you like what you hear, throw us a rating and review on your podcatcher of choice, and check out all of the participants' other shows to spread the love around. Again, thank you for listening.
As long as we're all working together, it's going to be fine. It's going to be great.
I need you to notify the families of everyone who died here today.
Totally. Wait, what?